The pyramids of Giza have stood as silent witnesses to over 4 millennia of human history. These massive stone structures continue to captivate our imagination and challenge our understanding of ancient engineering capabilities. In March 2025, these ancient monuments became the center of worldwide attention once again, when a team of Italian and Scottish researchers announced a discovery that could potentially rewrite our understanding of these iconic structures. Using advanced satellite radar technology, they claimed to have found massive underground structures extending as deep as 640 meters beneath the pyramids, an announcement that quickly sparked both excitement and skepticism in the scientific community. Was this the discovery of the century, or simply a misinterpretation of data? Join us as we explore the evidence, the controversy, and the implications of what might lie beneath one of humanity's greatest architectural achievements. Before diving into the 2025 discovery, let's understand what makes the Giza Pyramid Complex so significant. Located on the outskirts of Cairo, the complex features 3 main pyramids: the Great Pyramid of Khufu, the Pyramid of Khafre, and the smaller Pyramid of Menkaure, all built during Egypt's 4th dynasty around 4,500 years ago. The Great Pyramid, the oldest and largest, stands 146 meters tall and was constructed using approximately 2.3 million stone blocks, weighing between 2.5 and 15 tons each. For centuries, these structures have been studied extensively, yet they continue to reveal new secrets. In recent decades, non-invasive technologies have revolutionized archaeological exploration at Giza. Ground-penetrating radar, thermal imaging, and cosmic ray muon detection have allowed researchers to see inside these massive structures without physically entering them. In 2017, researchers using muon radiography discovered a large void above the Grand Gallery in the Great Pyramid, demonstrating that even after thousands of years of study, these ancient monuments still hold undiscovered chambers and passages. On March 16, 2025, at a press conference in Rome, Professor Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa and Professor Filippo Biondi from the UK's Strathclyde University announced what they called a monumental discovery. Their research team, working on what they named the Khafre Project, claimed to have identified extensive underground structures beneath the Giza Plateau. Using a pioneering combination of synthetic aperture radar (SAR) technology and Doppler tomographic imaging, a team analyzed data collected by 2 satellites orbiting 676 kilometers above Earth. According to their presentation, they detected 8 vertical cylindrical structures at a depth of approximately 640 meters beneath the Khafre Pyramid, each surrounded by spiral passageways. These structures allegedly connected to a larger network of cubic chambers and corridors extending horizontally for nearly 2 kilometers and reaching depths of up to 1.2 kilometers. The team's spokesperson, Nicole Sicolo, suggested these cylindrical structures could be entrance shafts to this underground system, which they compared to the legendary Hall of Amenti described in ancient Egyptian texts. Perhaps most remarkably, the research team claimed to have found similar structures beneath all 3 major pyramids, suggesting an interconnected underground complex that would dwarf the surface monuments in both size and complexity. The technology behind the claimed discovery merits careful examination. Synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, has revolutionized remote sensing since its development in the 1950s. Unlike conventional radar, SAR creates high-resolution, 2-dimensional images by mimicking the effect of a much larger antenna. It works by sending microwave pulses toward targets and analyzing the return signal. The innovation claimed by the Italian-Scottish team was their combination of SAR with Doppler tomographic imaging techniques. Professor Biondi explained that their method involved using 2 satellites to send radar signals at specific frequencies that could allegedly penetrate deep geological layers. By analyzing minute variations in the signal reflections, their algorithms supposedly constructed 3-dimensional models of underground structures. This approach differs significantly from traditional ground-penetrating radar, which typically has a maximum effective depth of about 100 meters under ideal conditions. The research team claimed their satellite-based system could penetrate to depths of over 600 meters by exploiting specific radar wavelengths and advanced signal processing. They also stated that differences in density between solid limestone and hollow chambers created distinctive reflection patterns in their data, allowing them to identify the shape and extent of the underground structures. The announcement immediately sparked intense debate within the archaeological and geophysical communities. Dr. Lawrence Conyers from the University of Denver, a leading expert in ground-penetrating radar archaeology, expressed profound skepticism. The claims exceed the physical capabilities of current radar technology by an order of magnitude, even under perfect conditions. Radar signals simply cannot penetrate 640 meters of limestone and soil while maintaining sufficient resolution to identify chambers. The Egyptian archaeological community was particularly vocal in its criticism. Dr. Zahi Hawass, former Minister of Antiquities, stated, "No serious archaeological discovery is announced via press conference before peer review. This violates basic scientific protocols." The Egyptian Antiquities Ministry released a statement noting they had not authorized any remote sensing research at Giza and were not consulted before the announcement. Other critics pointed to methodological issues. Dr. Sarah Richardson, a geophysicist from Cambridge University, observed that the signal attenuation through limestone would be so significant at these depths that distinguishing natural features from man-made structures would be virtually impossible. Many experts also questioned why the team compared their findings to the Hall of Amenti, a concept from Egyptian mythology rather than archaeology, suggesting this connection was made for sensationalist purposes rather than scientific ones. This controversy highlights the complex relationship between scientific research, media coverage, and our fascination with ancient mysteries. In our digital age, extraordinary claims can circle the globe instantly, often outpacing the careful process of scientific verification. Professor Leslie Zhang from Harvard's Science Communication Department notes, "There's a fundamental tension between the public's appetite for sensational discoveries and the methodical pace of scientific validation. The incident also raises questions about research ethics and responsibility. While technological innovation is crucial for archaeological advancement, premature announcements of unverified findings can damage scientific credibility and spread misinformation. Yet, there's an important philosophical question at the heart of this controversy. Why are we so captivated by the possibility of hidden chambers beneath the pyramids? Perhaps it speaks to our enduring fascination with ancient Egypt and our desire to believe these monumental structures still harbor undiscovered secrets. As Dr. Eleanor Martin, an archaeologist specializing in Egyptian architecture, observes, the pyramids represent one of humanity's greatest achievements. The idea that they might contain even greater mysteries beneath them resonates deeply with our sense of wonder about human capabilities and the ancient past. Whether or not the underground structures exist as claimed, our reaction to this announcement reveals much about our collective relationship with history, mystery, and the limits of knowledge. Despite the controversy, the research team has committed to publishing their findings in peer-reviewed journals and making their raw data available for independent analysis. Professor Malanga acknowledged limitations in their methodology but stood by the core findings. "We welcome skepticism and further investigation. Science advances through rigorous questioning." The Egyptian authorities have announced plans for a formal review of the claims. Though they've emphasized that any physical exploration would require extensive planning and regulatory approval, Dr. Ahmed Mohammed from the Supreme Council of Antiquities stated, "If compelling evidence emerges from peer review, we would consider limited, ground-based verification using non-invasive techniques." The scientific community has proposed several methods to test these claims. Ground-based radar surveys could verify if there are indeed anomalies beneath the pyramids, though not at the claimed depths. Gravimetric analysis might detect large void spaces, while seismic surveys could potentially map deeper structures. Cambridge University's Department of Archaeology has already begun developing a multi-method verification protocol specifically designed to test the Khafre project's claims. Regardless of the outcome, this controversy may ultimately advance archaeological methods by driving innovation in remote sensing technologies and establishing better protocols for extraordinary claims. The true legacy of the 2025 announcement might not be what was found beneath the pyramids, but how it changed the way we investigate, verify, and communicate archaeological discoveries in the 21st century. The Great Pyramids of Giza have stood for 4,500 years, inspiring wonder and challenging our understanding of ancient capabilities. The 2025 claims of vast underground structures beneath them, whether ultimately verified or debunked, remind us of the delicate balance between evidence-based science and our desire for mystery. As viewers in this information-rich age, we should approach extraordinary claims with both open-minded curiosity and healthy skepticism. The true power of scientific inquiry isn't in sensational announcements, but in the methodical pursuit of verification and truth. Perhaps what matters most isn't what might be hidden beneath the pyramids, but how we approach the unknown, with rigor, patience, and wonder. The ancient Egyptians created monuments that would stand the test of time. In our quest to understand them, we would do well to apply equal measures of ambition and care. As we wait for peer review and further investigation of these claims, we're reminded that in archaeology, as in all sciences, the journey toward understanding is often more valuable than any single discovery. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of one of archaeology's most fascinating contemporary controversies.